exercise. So cross-legged, if that's not comfortable, then maybe soles of the feet together or legs out in front, but just a position you feel you can sit in and feel fairly relaxed. Lengthen up through your spine, open your palms and your shoulders and just close your eyes. Let's draw our attention to our breath. Let's breathe in evenly through the nose and breathe out evenly through the nose or the mouth, whatever feels natural for you. So just feel the air moving slowly in and out. Don't change the way you breathe in any way, but try to make it longer and slower. And then just opening the eyes, lengthen up the back of the neck, very slight nod of the chin. Can you turn your head to the right, please? Come through center, take a breath in, keep lengthening through the spine. Breathe out, turn to the left. Breathe in, come to center. Try that again. Breathe out, turn to the right. Breathe in, come center. And breathe out, turn to the left. And breathe into center. Hands on shoulders, draw a nice big circle with the elbow. Keep lengthening up through the spine. Sitting on those bum bones, couple more circles. And one more. Lovely. Place your hands on the floor. Let's lengthen up on the left side. Stay lengthened, come across, reach to where the ceiling meets the wall. Breathing in here. Breathing out to come up and change sides. So just moving slowly through our stretches at first to release the spine before we start any kind of holding postures. Inhaling, lengthening. Exhaling, lowering. One more time. Inhaling, lengthening. And exhaling, lowering. Good. Can you place your left hand on your right knee? Turn around, look over your shoulder, lengthen your spine and hold. Take a breath in. And breathe out, release. Come round the other way. One behind you, one on the knee. Use that hand as a little lever to rotate. Breathe in. Breathe out and release. Let's try that again on either side. Lengthen up onto the sit bones. Turn the head. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Coming around for the last time. Lengthening up, inhaling. Exhaling. And coming to center. Lovely. Bring your legs out in front of you and just give them a shake, please. So stay where you are. I'm just going to turn on a diagonal so you can see me a little bit better. Just want you to start to draw a circle with your wrists and ankles. So nice, slow, full range of movement. Go the other way. Might be a little bit of clicking going on. There is from my end anyway. And then relax. Draw the soles of your feet together. Press down on your inner thighs and open your hips there. Good. Hold. So just go back to those even breaths. Moving in and out slowly. And then relaxing. Super. Bring your knees up. Take your feet hip width apart. Let's hold the backs of the legs and do some pelvic tilts. So if you're sitting on something now, make sure you're at the front of it or you come off it. Take a breath in, breathe out, scoop the pelvis round the spine. Stay in that C curve, holding on to the legs. Breathe in here. Breathe out, roll forwards. Breathe in, sit tall, open the chest. Breathe out, scoop round and roll, keeping hold. Breathing in. Breathing out, rolling forwards. Breathing in, sitting tall. So we don't want to load the abs, so we want to keep hold of the legs. Really let the back have a chance to stretch. I can also feel that in between my shoulders. Breathing in here. Breathing out to roll forward. This is my last one. Inhaling up. Exhaling, scooping, rounding and rolling. Inhaling. Exhaling, rolling forwards. Inhaling, sitting tall. Super. Give those legs a shake. I'm going to come down onto my back now, and I'm going to put a block under my head. You might want to put something else under your head or just lie flat on your mat. So I'd like you to come down, just get yourself comfortable, and then can you just pick up one leg, hand on the knee, doesn't matter which leg, just start to draw a gentle circle with that leg. So just limbering through the hip. And now change direction and take it the other way. Opening out the hips slowly, safely. Good. Hold at the back of that same leg. Link the fingers. Take a breath in. Breathe out, flex the foot, push the heel up. Doesn't have to straighten. And then relax the foot, point the toe as you bend, breathe in. Breathe out, flex and push. Breathe in, bend. Breathe out, flex and push. Breathe in, bend. We're going to hold this last one up. Breathe out, flex, push and hold. Again, it doesn't have to be straight, just start to rotate that ankle once again. Go the other way. And then come on down slowly, please. Place that bent knee down and pick up the other leg. Hand on the knee, just drawing a gentle circle to open the hip. Keeping the pelvis still, keeping the tummy pulled in, and then changing direction. Holding in the center, interlocking the fingers at the back of the hamstring. Taking a breath in, breathe out, push and flex. Breathe in, bend and relax the foot. So just keep that moving at your own pace. And I can feel I'm much stiffer on this side than the other side. Hopefully that will have sorted itself out in the next half an hour. And then we'll hold this next one up, please. And circling the ankle. So releasing the ankle while we are lengthening down the hamstring and then going the other way, please. And then bend the knee and come on down, lovely. Can you bring your feet and ankles together, take your arms out to the side with your palms up. Slowly rolling the knees to the right, turning the head to the left, breathing in. Breathing out, coming up. I want you to focus on doing this quite slowly so that you can hopefully rotate a little bit further. Perhaps get your knees to the floor, but make sure your shoulders are down. So don't force it. Shouldn't be back pain, and shoulders shouldn't be lifting. But we're moving slowly and continuously, right and left. Once you've been to your left side for the last time, come back into the center, put the soles of your feet together and let your knees drop out to the side. Just give them a bit of a limber there. Maybe rock the pelvis, maybe just give the knees a little pulse. And then hold the position. Can you cross your arms and hold your elbows? And then guide your arms over your head to open your shoulders. And we're going to stay here if we can. Now my rib cage is going to start to lift away at the back. That's what I want. Don't press it down. Close your eyes and just take those slow breaths into your diaphragm. Really focus on the rib cage expanding. So we need to stretch all of the muscles. That includes your intercostal muscles. You can only stretch them by breathing. Even breaths, moving in through the nose. Out slowly and evenly through the nose or the mouth. Let's have one more slow, even breath. Draw down on your abdominals and bring your arms back. And then draw your knees together and roll over onto your side carefully and come onto all fours, please. So place your weight evenly between your hands and knees. Spread your fingers out so the load isn't all in the wrists. And then just gently rock the weight forward into the hands and back into the knees. Get your back in a tabletop position. So draw your belly button towards your backbone. Keep moving slowly. Let me just sort my vest out. And then settle where your weight is even. Now currently my eye line is down. I'm looking at the mat in between my hands. I'm going to try to fix my shoulders and my head and just move my pelvis. So pelvic tilting through flexion and extension without the head and shoulders moving at all, and your eye line is fixed to the mat. So you're trying to isolate the pelvis, tucking under, pulling the belly button in, and then arching if you can. However, if that irritates your back, just go neutral. So I'm currently in extension. Going to come to neutral, then flexion, then neutral once again. If all of that is feeling okay, still moving through the lower back, you can start to bring in the upper back. So I'm now going to lift my head and open my chest. Then I'm going to come neutral pelvis, I'm going to flex the spine, I'm going to round the shoulders, drop the head and look through my legs. I've still got weight in my hands. So quite a big movement now as we roll from cat to cow. So cat is our arch. Let's just have a couple more here. once you've finished, I'd like you to put the soles of your feet together, your knees to the corners of the mat, and sit back on your heels. Reach forward with your arms if you can, trying to get your head to your mat. Maybe you want a block or a cushion under your head. Press the chest down, press the shoulders down. And so leaving your arms extended unless you're uncomfortable. If you're uncomfortable, hands can go under your head. Push the bum back a bit further towards the feet. Draw your hands underneath your shoulders, please. Uncurling your spine. We're going to come into downward dog. So bring your knees side by side once again. Come forward onto the all fours position. And that should then give us the correct distance when we come into downward dog. So you want to leave your hands where they are. Tuck your toes under. Push upwards. And then transfer the weight backwards. Now that should give you the correct placement for hands and feet. But if it doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. Give it a little adjustment. Can you pedal your feet now, please? Aiming to press the heel of the straight leg down to the floor. It doesn't have to touch the floor as long as you're feeling a stretch. Now, anytime any of these positions get too much, go back to that child's pose where you sit on your heels. If you're able, come with me forward into a plank. That can be on your hands or elbows, it can be on your toes or your knees. I'm going to drop to my knees and slowly come to the floor. So I'm going to go knees, hips, chest and chin. Good. From here, guys, bring your hands to the side of your head. Have your elbows on the floor. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, just looking down, lift your breastbone. So your option here are hands and elbows down if your back's not great. If your back feels okay, press into your palms and lift your elbows up. Now that might be too intense on the back, see how you feel. Your gaze is now forwards. Take a breath in. Breathe out, lower down slowly onto the mat. Bring your hands back under your shoulders. Tuck your toes under and push either straight back into downward dog or go through it on your knees first if that's too much. Adjust your hands and feet if needed. Push the weight back. So pressing and holding is a little bit more intense, pedaling a little bit easier. Think about drawing the shoulder blades together round the back. All the time breathing evenly. Can we come forward once again into plank? Squeeze the glutes, brace the abs, take a breath in. As you breathe out, start to lower. Knees, releasing the toes, hips, chest and chin. Adjust your arms if you want to be on your elbows, otherwise leave them there. Breathe in, breathe out, pushing up. So the arms don't have to straighten if you're on your hands. Your eye gaze is forward, your neck is long. Guys, squeeze the glutes to support the back. Breathe in. Good. Breathe out, slowly lower. Tuck your toes under and push straight back into downward dog or come onto your knees first. Good. So holding here, we're going to walk our feet towards our hands now. Now that's more difficult than walking your hands towards your feet. So walk your feet towards your hands if you can. If not, walk your hands towards your feet. Bend your knees as you do it. Bend them as much as you like. And then place both hands on bent knees. Lengthen your spine into a tabletop. Holding here. Breathe in. Stay there, breathe out. Keep lengthening the spine. Breathe in. And breathe out. Bring your palms back down to the floor. Good. Please step back on your right foot. And then bring your hands either side of your left foot. That might involve manually moving the leg, and that's okay. So I've got my left foot forward and my right hand is next to it. I'm going to rotate and open out. Now if you've got a bad back, just try dropping onto your back knee and that'll give you a bit of support. But keep your back leg straight if you can. Holding there, looking up to the ceiling if possible. Breathing in. Breathing out, coming down. Now take a big step back on that left foot, so it's either side of the right foot, and it doesn't matter if you need a bit of a shuffle. And hold that downward dog once again. Super. From here, coming forward into plank. Guys, before you drop into plank, squeeze your glutes, brace your abs, protect your back, breathe in. Breathe out, start to slowly lower knees, hips, chest, and chin. Breathing in. Breathing out, pushing up into cobra with straight or bent arms. Squeeze the glutes. Breathing in. Breathing out, lowering down slowly. Tucking the toes under, coming back into downward dog, holding, pressing back, breathing in and breathing out. We're walking the feet forward once again towards the hands. Bend your knees as much as you like to get there. And then bring your hands onto bent knees. Lengthen your spine into a tabletop. Brace your abdominals. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out, coming back down, palms on the floor. Now we want to take a big step back on the left foot and adjust yourself until your hands are either side of your right foot. You can drop to the back knee if that's better for you, but try to keep the knee off the floor if possible. So with your left palm on the floor, opening out towards that right front leg and looking up. Breathing in. Breathing out, staying there. Breathing in. And breathing out, coming down. Lovely. Hands either side of the foot. Big step back on that right foot. And press back into that downward dog one last time. And then let's just slowly lower to both knees. And then come into child's pose once again. Knees out, feet together, sit back. So this time, either put your head on your hands or take your hands to your ankles just to allow the shoulders to relax. The arms have been weight bearing for quite some time there. Let them relax, take some breaths. Push your bottom towards your feet. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and uncurl slowly, please. Good. Let's come on back down to the seated position, please. And again, feel free to sit on something if you know that your back's a bit tight and you need a little bit of a lift. Can we just come back to cross leg position? And then just come down into a forward fold if you can. So elbows to the floor or in that general direction. If that's too intense, you can just bend your knees and come into a slump stretch. So let's take some breaths here. Lower back in flexion. Uncurling the spine slowly. Good, let's come to Lord of the Fishes. Legs out, give them a shake. Hug the right knee in. Cross the leg over to the left side, and then the left arm hugs the right leg. We lengthen the spine, we place our hand down behind us, and we hold. So I'm breathing slowly and evenly. Now because my spine is twisted, my lungs are restricted. So it's a shallow breath. Think about the weight. Is it even through the right and left bum bone, or have you rocked onto one side? Release the stretch and come round to me. We're going to stay on this side, guys. This time the left arm comes over and we wedge it in there and rotate a bit further. Now if that's too intense, please go back to just hugging the leg. But if you can rotate a bit further, do. If you've had enough, just shake it off. Keep lengthening your spine, looking over your shoulder. Can you fix your eyes on a different point, further round? And release, come back, well done. Give your legs a shake. Just found a cobweb, it's round there. Change legs, bring the leg in, cross it over, hug the leg first, and then rotate round you go, lengthen up the spine. So at this point we are just shallow even breaths. I can feel the stretch around my hip, can also feel it around my shoulders. And then if you're able to, release, come back round, reset the arm with the elbow bent and use that as a lever to rotate that bit further. Breathing, shallow breath. Feel the weight is even from right to left buttock. Release, come back round, well done. Give your legs a shake. Just come into a slump stretch for me there, just to release the shoulders and the back. Uncurl the spine. So let's come into our intense forward fold. So I'm going to turn to the side. You can be any way you like. My legs are out in front of me. So I want you to think about the two different movements through the spine. One is the hip hinge, which is a flat back, and you'll get stuck about here with that. And the other is a curve of the spine. So I'm going to hip hinge first, and when I can no longer go any further, then I'm going to curve into my spine. So let's try that. Lengthen up. Inhale. And then brace your abdominals and hip hinge until you find that point where you get stuck. Now mine is here. I'm now stuck. I'm going to breathe in. As I breathe out, I'm going to relax and just fold over my legs. I'm going to flex my feet and take hold of them. Obviously, if you're not anywhere near your feet, take hold of your calf or your ankle. So my head is down. I'm trying to get my head towards my legs without hurting my back. So if it's too much, don't do it. Breathing in. Breathing out, letting go. I'm just going to uncurl slowly, drawing my hands back. I'm going to restack my spine. I'm going to slide my hands behind me, transfer my weight. And then I'm going to stretch my chest. So I've come into extension. Now, just poking that chin up a little bit to feel the stretch underneath, but not hurt the neck. So don't throw the head back, but I am looking up towards the ceiling. Breathing in. Breathing out, transferring the weight back onto the sit bones. Extending up, breathing in. Lengthening and hip hinging. I'm reaching to where the ceiling meets the wall with a flat back. Inhaling, exhaling, forward fold. Hopefully this time we are a little bit further. Closer to our feet with our hands. Closer to our legs with our forehead. Breathing in and breathing out. Uncurling slowly, drawing the hands back as we roll up. Hands moving behind you, opening your chest. Now, only if there are no back issues, you can squeeze your glutes and lift your hips. If that is too much, bum stays down. Couple of breaths here. Lowering slowly. Restacking. Last time. Inhaling up. Exhaling, hip hinging. Brace the abs. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Hands closer to the feet. Head closer to the legs. Breathing into the back of the rib cage. Uncurling slowly. Transferring into a chest stretch. Option to squeeze the glutes and lift the hips. Coming down slowly. And then coming off the hands. Well done. Let's come down onto our back now. Get some head support if you want it, and let's just release everything there. So I'm going to bring my knees in and just draw a nice big circle with the hips, lifting the bum as you go round if you can, and then going the other way. Can we bring the soles of the feet together, put the elbows inside the thighs and press back there and just hold that hip stretch. So butterfly stretch. And if that's enough for you, you can hold the butterfly here or perhaps with your feet on the floor. If you want a bigger stretch, Leave your elbows inside your thighs, but hook your fingers around your big toes and press your knees down. So we're quite bent, still through the knees, opening the hips. Give your pelvis a little rock if that feels good. And so when the knees are bent, we've got quite a deep stretch on the inner thigh and the hip. So if that feels right for you, stay there. If you feel okay, stabilize your pelvis and stretch your legs either all the way or halfway out. And now we're coming more into inner thigh and hamstring. You might want to move your hands to the inside of your calves or your thighs. You might be happy there on the toes. So just taking some breaths there. Your bum will have probably lifted, and that's okay. Bending those knees back in. Putting the soles of the feet back together. Bringing the knees together. And then bringing the feet to the floor. Super. Take your arms out to the side, palms to the ceiling. Drop your knees over to the right side. Keep your shoulders down if you can. Just slip your left leg over your right leg. Doesn't matter if it's straight or bent. Doesn't matter if it's touching the floor or it's hovering. Trying to stretch the glute, the outer thigh, and the hip. Just close your eyes and sink a bit more deeply into that stretch as you breathe slowly. My toe feels like it's just starting to get to the floor. I'm going to put my ankles and knees back together. I'm going to pull down on my tummy and come up to center. Drop my knees to the left side, please. Shoulders stay down. Right leg moving across left leg. Bent or straight. On or off the floor. But now with the shoulders down, just use the breaths to sink into the floor. Stretching the outer thigh and the buttock. Into the lower back of the chest. Ankles and knees coming together. Coming back through the center. Super. Placing your hands on your rib cage. You might want to straighten your legs, or you might be more comfortable with your legs bent. Close your eyes. Just draw the focus to your breath, please. Think about it moving evenly. In through the nose and out through the mouth. So perhaps mentally thinking about maybe a count of 4 as the breath moves in and a count of 4 as the breath moves out. And as you're doing that, head and shoulders heavy on the mat. Back of the neck is long. Moving your hands down to your transverse abdominal, so just below your belly button. Relax the shoulders and now try to breathe through the abdominals. Feel the tummy rise as you inhale And then draw your belly button towards your backbone as you exhale. So focus on that transverse abdominal rising and falling. And at the same time as you pull your belly button towards your backbone, see if you can pull up on your pelvic floor. Keep that moving slowly. And then just let your arms fall to the side of your body with your palms facing upwards. Think about the arms being heavy on the floor, the backs of the legs, the heels of the feet. Let's just have a couple more slow breaths here. Let's start to gently wriggle the fingers and the toes. And then move the wrists and the ankles. Can we draw our legs in one at a time? And then roll onto one side of the body and just stay there for a couple of breaths. Just notice the breath moving in and out through this top lung. And then using your hands to push yourself up gently to the seated position. Coming back to cross legs or straight legs, butterfly legs if you wish. Lengthening the spine and opening the chest. Just close your eyes. And we draw a circle with the nose. So the head moving slowly, clockwise and anti-clockwise. Not throwing it back, but taking it through a circle with the nose. One last time. Coming back to center. Bringing your palms together in your heart center here. Let's extend up, breathe in. Out to the side, breathe out. Come back to the heart center. Extend, breathe in. Exhale, push down. One last time. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Coming back to center. Namaste. Thank you very much indeed, everybody.